even when we sit on the final say over the week, there is a post over social media where they talk say because we don't can announce to the people of Sierra Leone say ECOWAS therefore deploy troops in Sierra Leone, the government don't issue warrant of arrest for me. It is completely false. And in some audios, the David talk say the defense spokesperson, anytime we do, if you get this message, now for going to the nearest embassy for security. It's very ridiculous. And for the sake of peace, make nobody not undermine peace in Sierra Leone.
Salone don't get a lot of attempts for subvert the state. In war in a country, you send armed troops for can help for faith and contain whatever insurgency where they happen in the country. In this case, we're not into war. But given the threats we don't come over the period, like I don't mention them, it's important for we get a double assurance in addition to waiting state security institutions and they do. So that nobody no go take we back to the dark days.
And inside the edition of the program Good Morning Salone, the Office of National Security ONS go talk about the reason we make ECOMOG troop go deploy na Salone. For sake of that, I want to welcome na the studio Abdul Karim Will, Director Strategic Communications Office of the National Security ONS, and also want to welcome na the studio Director of Media and Communications, Minister of Defense, Colonel Issa Bangura. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, noble citizens of Sierra Leone.
Good morning, the people of Sierra Leone. Good morning, 98.1.
Okay, as you get from we first reports, we'll be here. The police been brief the public about the ECOWAS mission in Sierra Leone standby mission where they come na Salone for support, peace, national security and development, and also the issue of ECOMOG being in Sierra Leone, and also a lot of security issues them we go clarify inside the program Good Morning Salone. Make we get the expert them now the studio. I want to start with Abdul Karim Will, Director of Strategic Communications, Office of National Security ONS, for giving updates for the current security situation of the country as it stands.
Yeah, thank you very much again. By intelligence estimate and security information assessment, we can proudly say that the country remains generally peaceful, relatively peaceful. And we expect say this will be the situation for the foreseeable future. As usual, for call on members of the public for continue for partner with the security sector for ensure say we provide the enabling environment to say every citizen they go about in business without any fear or favor. As a sector, the leadership of the security sector don't show commitment for ensuring they provide every law-abiding citizen with the security they require, and also ensure we take them along in all of what they do. This is a part of our commitment. The leadership of the security sector don't make it a business for ensuring anything they do. We the public need for know, we the right of the public for know. Will they come and tell them so that we take them along, whether the National Security Coordinator, Mr. Abdullahi Kolka, or the Inspector General of Police, Mr. William Fayaselu, or the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General P.K. Lavaon. They don't make an commitment for ensure say anything with the security sector they do, we get for do with the provision of security in a Salone, as long as the way the people get right for know, they will come and through we for tell the public about them kind of thing. And so we appeal generally now to members of the public that we will tell them the correct information. We own responsibility now for give them the information we know they embellish the truth. We do they tell them now we think supposed to know, and we think the thing we right for their safety and security, and let them make efforts for analyze the information that they receive objectively.
In your statement, say the country relatively peaceful according to what we don't gather so far. But most times, working Austin, I can tell you about intelligence we don't receive, we don't work on. This time around, no intelligence we don't receive, we don't work on.
Well, that a country or a place relatively peaceful, not in any way means undercurrent and all day. In the midst of all of the efforts we can be made, you know, say some people, either individuals, using social media for spread fear, for spread rumors, for big propaganda, misinform the public, then they do so much to the extent that they give the impression to unsuspecting members of the public, whether not people already in country, neighboring countries, or even abroad, for belief say the country not secure. But now this one, I then kind of rumors there they dispel, because me and you within IASO, we don't say apart from the lie information people in the paid on social media, what is supposed to happen, they happen. People they go school, people they go school, people they can't do their work, normal one. Now only people when they use social media for spread fear, now that they can create a situation them. But as a sector, we don't also broaden our antennas for ensure say we collect the needed information so that as things here they happen, we counter them by actually coming on air for tell the public the correct information. And this morning, I don't know we there for do.
All right, you don't give me a background within the status of the country so far, but I stand to be corrected today. This month makes 6 months after the failed, attempt to will be happen November 26. Now, within some of the things that we ONS don't do for make sure say when I talk to people for let them get the confidence say Salone or the security sector they on top situation.
As a sector, now we responsibility for provide the conducive atmosphere, we say people for carry out their functions, and for do so, we conduct various threat assessments. Now the assessment level, the outcome of the assessment, then they go determine which kind of posture we for put. Not forget, say we also they provide security alongside the needs of the various communities. Not one way for frighten anybody, because the safety and security of people now one will get for provide within the provisions of the law. And so whilst we collect information, we collect intelligence, we work on day one and day as and when they come. So over the period, we don't conduct several threat assessments, whether at community level, at the borders, whether at the district level, the regional level, or national level. And based on the outcomes of their assessment, then they determine which kind of policing, which kind of response we for provide. But most often, because we know say proactiveness are one way, the way for go in terms of providing more than security services. We say we know say the tendency is for let something deteriorate into violent outbursts, will they come and take action so that we remedy them. One of those, now then one way people they peddle lies on social media, much to the extent that some unsuspecting members of the public, we always refer to that, you want for take action for execute directions with people where they far away from the jurisdiction, far away from the country they give them, and for appeal to them that by law every man responsible for your own actions. You get a responsibility for do things away there within the provisions of the law. We always emphasize that Salone is a country we governed by the rule of law, and if for any reason somebody want to do things either for satisfying himself as a person or as a group, they get for do so within the provisions of the law. And that's we as a sector, the reason for we existence, now for ensure say peace and security prevail. It will be reneging on responsibilities if we sit down and allow somebody for can obstruct peace and security, because now we responsibility for ensure that it not happen.
All right. So after the alleged failed coup, November 26, when I don't do any threat assessment or when I don't get any intelligence, as my colleague asked earlier on, concerning anything we get for do with protests.
Several threat assessments. Much to the extent that we even develop a national threat assessment using various parameters, issues relating to protests, social issues, issues relating to activities of various groupings, and so on and so forth. So they one and they what we don't do so. I mean, now the outcome of them assessment then they lead to their engagement there, so that we give the public the information ahead what they require in terms of which action they for take or which action they not for take.
Okay. Continue for the with me inside the program in name na Abdul Karim Will, in the Director of Strategic Communications, na Office of National Security, as we there this morning for talk about why na the reason we make ECOMOG go can deploy na Salone. The program na Good Morning Salone will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Musa?
Well, inside the program, we come to we other studio guests with Colonel Isa Bangura, Director of Media and Communications, Minister of Defense, Republic of Salone Armed Forces. Good morning, Colonel, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone, once again.
Good morning, Brother Musa. Good morning, listeners.
Okay, we topic of discussion today now the issue of the ECOMOG being or get for deploy na Salone. We'll get for talk about few clarifications on the issue of security we get for do with the RSLAF, and an issue we go around say the United States don't train Salone soldier them for take action against people and we then say them plan for protest on the 19th. You can tell we more on this?
Yes, make I just clarify. I think say it completely false, na fake news, and I want to assure and reassure the noble citizens of Sierra Leone that no action like that did not take place within the armed forces, and all we them talk about that they now false. You see, my brother will talk about the incitement on social media. Make I just clarify one or two, make few points to general public. Even we sit on the final say over the week, there is a post over social media where they talk say because we don't can announce to the people of Sierra Leone say ECOWAS therefore deploy troops in Sierra Leone, the government don't issue warrant of arrest for me. It is completely false. And in some audios, the David talk say the defense spokesperson, anytime we do, if you get this message, now for going to the nearest embassy for security. It's very ridiculous. And for the sake of peace, make nobody not undermine peace in Sierra Leone. Peace and stability for any state is very paramount. That's how people they put false information on social media. It's very, very bad. It gets no implication. I am sure with all what they go on, people that would learn now say no misinform people. But every day they get misinformation, every day they get incitement of security personnel against authorities. It is very wrong. Anybody where they do the country there, me I talk to them. See at least when I left the country there, they born good picking. For the sake of peace and stability for my Salone, do when I left the country there, when I left for put false information on a circulator. A lot of calls, international calls, we have been getting, sports in the community, the lies with international bodies, then they try to confirm, even the one they own don't train from other countries, then Ghana, Nigeria, other countries, they confirm, they say they place warrant arrest for you, because it talks say ECOWAS, they can. All this is misinformation, malinformation. So, that statement where they say they don't train soldiers, US don't train soldiers, for make them come avert any riots where they can wrong. The state partnership will get with Michigan National Guard now for can support the Republic of Salone Armed Forces, now for strengthen the security sector. That is going to be a benefit for the general population of Sierra Leone, because the state partnership, the Michigan State Partnership National Guard, a day in Liberia, and not only Liberia, a day well over 100 countries over the world. And if the people don't come, because they're in Liberia, we see support where they don't give the armed forces, we see support where they give the other sectors, not only for the security sector. Now we get to go National Disaster Management Agency. In terms of disaster, like we get flooding, mudslide, then people don't get the capability, then get the resources for people to react promptly and for save life and property in this nation. So then can't think that the senior management is say at least their partnership, because Liberia don't do it, other countries don't do it. At least not too bad for the country, let's get that state partnership. And this all now for just strengthen the security forces, now for just strengthen national development, now for just assist the people of Sierra Leone. In case we get some gaps then people then come in, then we will assist. Because as a country, we will put policemen they all stand at the border, soldier man they all stand at the border. And something where they happen, like that must slide will be happen. The army go for respond timely. But again, if we get more people with support we in times of disaster, then kind of thing, we will respond positively and at least save life and property, it will assist we as a nation.
So this training Salone they do on they go Liberia?
No, the partnership is like, in fact, they as I talk to you now, this Wednesday we're going to get the Liberian counterpart. We're going for camp and we'll sit down, we'll plan on how the status of forces agreement, because whenever you go to kind of, we're going to forget an agreement. Sometimes some people call a memorandum of understanding, but we call a status of forces agreement. Waiting for you to sit down, they tell us now this area one for making an intervene, now this training one for law going to, this are the exercise they will for do in future, this now then support your one for the armed forces. They go for camp by Wednesday for see how best officially for you to do that. That's that commissioning ceremony, signing in of the status of forces agreement. By Wednesday, we will get that meeting. God willing, it will come up from Liberia and come, because they don't get the experience, and now lessons learned to get from Liberia. For make get that partnership, I think it's a good news for the people of Sierra Leone, and by extension, the security forces of Sierra Leone.
All right. So as of now, I don't get the area them want for letting train on our own.
The partnership is not only about training; it's about equipment, it's about support, resources, not only on training. And if you don't get for camp, we get, yes, because when we are trained with the international forces, especially when our first world country, when our forces them, we experience, we go exchange experience, we go share the same intelligence, we go definitely plan together and operate jointly. When we work together, we are going to work perfectly for the people of this country. So meaning, in terms of training, like any other country, like we get Nigeria, we get Ghana, we get other countries, we train together. It is for the Republic of Sierra Leone. It is for the betterment of the armed forces. Because when once we go into the training, we experience the widen, horizon will be broadened, and when we go on sub-regional and also African exercises, or maybe deployment, multilateral deployment on United Nations, you will see Sierra Leone will be at that stage where they will perform, they will fly the national color high, and they will perform as members of United Nations, ECOWAS, and AU. So the training, they therefore encompass a lot of areas. They get the senior NCO cadre, where they for able to train the non-commissioned officers. Then we not because training not only for officers. If you just train the officer corps, you left the the one that we not officers, then you will get problems, because in operations, they all get the rules they only play. So it get for span through the non-commissioned officers, we know other ranks, it come to officers. Now so with it. And the training is going to be a joint training. We don't forget to be ASLAF instructors, we forget them instructors, and sometimes we go make and train the trainers, so that when they go left tomorrow, we will continue to carry on with the activities of the armed forces.
Right. Still get for do with team them, we get for do with clarifications. We see weeks back military people them from Nigeria, Kana Salone, and people are already confirmed say these na ECOMOG don't start for deploying a Salone. So the Nigerian military them we presently in a Salone, or we don't go. Is it na ECOMOG troop them?
Not at all. I think that's again the clarification how they make. Thank you. A very important question. Even though we don't put a press list on them people that can one way cancel. The one that we can now student officers of course 46 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They call it a study tour. They can conduct a research. Sierra Leone, before this time, they will call the Athens of West Africa. And then the way they do, now part of the curriculum, see, before they done now the college, when a senior command and staff college, therefore go now African countries then go do one research on the topic. So then Kaya, purely not to ECOWAS troops come, but now from Nigeria then come away now the Armed Forces Command, and not only Nigerians, then get other people from other countries, Cameroon, Togo as a way they become, other Benin, they may get officers as well, So not to ECOWAS troops become. We don't talk say when ECOWAS troops then they come, when they come, we not talk say we will come in other radio stations or engagement. We don't talk say when they come, we give us specifics. When they go come, and most troops then go come, we go deploy, we go give us all that. But then when they will come, now on the research then come because they did a college, we na senior command and staff college. And just like Sierra Leone back, we will send officers then for go out in non country Ghana, Nigeria, Bangladesh, China. Then they go on call a regional or African study tour. Then go na then country and they, you know, like lessons learned. Then go learn from them people and they go exchange ideas. And to be honest, when that visit, then people then come, people then the first thing that ECOWAS don't come. But when they go na the MDs for do the presentations, and I want for instance for thank all heads of MDs when people then visit, when they do the presentations. The presentation will be very, very excellent. The people that they go with mind say Sierra Leone, na them brother, Sierra Leone, na their own country. Like say the what they come for, they really succeed because every MDA where they go, the presentation is very precise and what they want for, what they look for, and then get because the topic where they come for now a topic we have to deal with good governance and the operational efficiency of security forces. So then go now ONS, then go now Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all the MDs where they go. The presentation of me superb. And before they left, my brother, even the cocktail where they make for them, my own officers, they be highly happy. Then go with the memories of Salone. And when they go, to me, why they open my phone yesterday to this morning, it see the words of thanks and appreciation to the country, to the people of this country. Right. You know, Sierra Leone now very, very receptive country. We like strangers, and also people in the ask, like we say, go for one other country. I've also I've been talk to them before this time. Say, Lord, we get an open hand. Lord, give them that hospitality, so that when we say come on and go to other country, the same hospitality will get them. So that visit was successful, and not to be ECOWAS, but now students of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College from Jaji in Nigeria.
All right. I come to you, Abdul Karim Will. The issue of ECOMOG being deployed in Sierra Leone or get planned for Kana Salone. What now the status of this deployment if we can look at the reason?
Thank you very much again. Well, this engagement for inform the general public generally about what they get the right for know and what the need for know. But specifically, we mean for provide accurate information around the subject matter relating to the proposed deployment of an ECOWAS mission as Salone. I think that the correct description. ECOWAS mission in Sierra Leone, ECOMIS they call them. But a specific category of people and they will target in this discourse. One, now people and we genuinely seek information, where they have to do correct analysis relating to things that they happen as Salone. Secondly, now the category of people we they not get information, but yet they want to inform other members of the public about what they happen. And in the process, because they not get the correct information, then they misinform and mislead the public. And the third category, now people always somehow ought for know, but even when they know, they still make deliberate attempts for misinform members of the public. All this constitutes what we refer to as the misuse of social media. But regarding the deployment of ECOWAS troops as Salone, and with responsibility as a sector, now for present the facts as they so that the public will understand them, the way how it is, and we appeal to them. Let them make an open-minded analysis of the information they provide them. And for states, say the proposal for the deployment of an ECOWAS standby mission, not a secret. Nobody no go do that under the carpet. And waiting they be done now in the interest of Salone and the interest of the people of Sierra Leone. So first, or also for further clarify the misinformation already online relating to this one, now that 15,000 ECOMOG troops are already done in Salone, and that the United States military already done begin for deploy vehicles in Salone in respect of same. All of this not true. The same information people can remember before the elections. They also be make the round. Say US don't send 15,000 troops as Salone through ECOMOG for can deploy for protect elections. We're not true at all. The other thing that my brother don't extensively talk about that day. So after I don't talk about this, let me now give a brief background as to what lead to this whole idea of reaching a decision for get an ECOWAS mission for be deployed in Sierra Leone. The public can recall that over the past number of years, West Africa particularly don't be overwhelmed with various troubling issues, either issues relating to terrorism, issues relating to frequency of coup d'etats, issues relating to violent protests, and generally issues relating to instabilities where they permeate the West African sub-region. Because of the happenings here, the heads of authorities of ECOWAS countries, they mean concern naturally, or say, this is the way they happen, so within the region, augur well, fine for peace and development, fine for stability, sustainable development. And most of them countries, or some of them countries, now one day we be don't go through brutal civil conflict. If we allow them countries therefore relapse into a round of conflict again, then conflict and they get the tendency for becoming intractable. We mean they will be unending. So on the 4th of December last year, 4th of December 2023, heads of ECOWAS mission will meet in Abuja, Nigeria, and discuss extensively the issues that I don't mention. Then discussions and they may lead to the signing up of a communique, an agreement. For say, let we put measures in place for eradicate any attempt or for thwart any attempt with anybody or any group of people who want to make for subvert legitimate governments now West African sub-region. So specifically, they may zoom in on Sierra Leone. Salone, apart from aspect of terrorism, don't suffer all of the other things where I don't mention. Either incitement, we don't lead to violent demonstrations, we don't cost the lives of people, civilians, and serving officers, whether they're the military or police or fire force, and as a case of your correctional services. Salone don't get a lot of attempts for subvert the state. War in a country, you send armed troops for can help for fight and contain whatever insurgency where they happen at the country. In this case, we're not into war, but given the threats we don't come over the period, like I don't mention them, but important for let we get a double assurance in addition to waiting state security institutions and they do, so that nobody no go take we back to the dark days.
On the background, waiting lead to for the ECO mission can Salone, as you say now for come stabilize or help the government for let Salone continue for enjoying peace and democracy. Somebody go and ask, what is the difference between ECOMOG and this mission we get for Kana Salone?
ECOMOG, the Economic Community of West African Monitoring Group, the military wing of ECOWAS. I should say the public familiar with the acronym ECOWAS. We are the Economic Community of West African States, where Salone is a member of. So the ECOMOG, now armed personnel where they come now a contribute into war and help for fight that war, for pursue the war. ECOMISIL and ECOWAS mission, now officers where they come as a standby mission for serve as a kind of a proactive force in the event that somebody want for him Bombosoro. They will respond and avert that one day. So if you like now a preventive diplomacy, one way they prevent any kind attempt to somebody want for make for derail peace and progress. And let we state say, unique to Salone. It don't happen in other countries. I go specifically mention the Gambia, the Republic of Gambia. They may get similar situation in the build up to the elections. We've been lead ECOWAS or send a mission, a standby force now the Gambia for stabilize that peace day. And now I also state say we not the only people who they receive them kind of support then they. We also they provide support to other countries. Even as I speak, I know say the public go be aware say we get to soldier man they within various missions across the world. Right. We get to police officers within various missions across the world. And then missions where they go for very similar. Either now for go provide armed support or for go provide stabilization support to various countries where don't see peace and want for ensure say they maintain that peace day.
So when actually we will see this mission here in Salone?
So this engagement for let we give the public within a need for know because they right for no certainty them. But some information there we only go give them when we get the accurate date of that one day. On the 24th of February this year, an advanced mission in Kana Salone of the ECOWAS Secretariat, ECOWAS Commission Secretariat, they in Kana Salone for can get an engagement across the board with all of the relevant stakeholders them we then get for work with. So that engagement today, one for appraise themselves of the situation where they prevail in country, for know waiting they get for do and how they get for fuse into the security system of Sierra Leone. When a decision get for be taken onto the exact date, location and period, if now the rights for let the people understand and know about that, they will come back and tell the people about
in as much as the term within the camp not clear, but somebody they listen now go like for no what are the estimated amount of soldiers them will get for expect under this mission, and what think will be the activity during the stay in Salone?
So in the security world, you know, they disclose the numbers because you also go to give weapon to the enemy. But I want to assure the public say the troops we get for camp, the numbers they get for be commensurate to the prevailing situation. And we already don't state say generally the mandate for can help for stabilize peace, security, for improve on national development. They will therefore do so in collaboration with state existing security structures. So now like a collaborative kind of a support, mutual kind of a role they will get for play. They will provide expertise around intelligence, around information collection, around various things they will get for do with operations for both all of the uniformed forces, for ensure say that when they go into operations, now one the way accurate, now one the way take into consideration all of the issues relating to modern policing as far as providing security for a country concerned.
The ONS always they tell about intelligence waiting they receive and act upon. Talking about eco mission, where this mission go out so German them do the time not clear and Amos go calm not clear and the activities not too clear. Una they foresee any threats will make this standby mission the camp.
They say once bitten, twice shy. If you don't make all of the efforts for ensure say people first understand what they do, how they do them, and take them along in terms of your operations, but still because of the commitment of some other people just for derail all of the good efforts you know, go on for sit down and allow somebody for come usurp that space there. I mean, the less we mention the sad chapters that will not happen in the most recent times, either from 2022 up to now, this period we talk so. You go no say that people they don't dedicate efforts, they don't dedicate resources and time for ensure see all of the gains that will not be made over the period. They thwart them completely. Either the violent August 10, 8, 9, and 10 demonstrations, or the attempts for demonstration on September 11 or April 27, take coming to the period of the 26th of August will lead. 26th of November will lead to the deaths of serving military officers, including civilians as well.
All right. Before we go over to Colonel, now you mentioned say the standby force within camp not for comfort. Now for come help government for let the country continue to enjoy peace and democracy. But again, you not disclose the number. You not disclose the term. Somebody go ask say if the one they are not come for comfort, why on no one disclose the number and the actual time where they for come?
Not to say we no one for disclose the number. We they give the information as and when they are available. If we get the numbers and now the practice for how we disclose the numbers, why not to not go disclose them? Right. Because then people are already come, so don't forget. Now for the people of Sierra Leone, now for can support peace and development, just so that we will get double assurance of internal security, and we will also give assurance to people already outside of the country that Salone is a stable country. If you dey into investment at Salone, continue with the investment. If you have for can invest at Salone, come invest. Nobody no go what that investment day, it will progress. Let's
continue for the with me inside the program, Mr. Will. I'll go over to you quickly, Colonel. You don't hear it from your colleague, and yourself we are say standby force get for camp na Salone. But we get the army, we get the police. Is it that we don't reach that situation that unable control we make we get standby force for can Salone for continue for can support now?
I don't go agree completely because they say the more the merrier, and like I will be talk to the people and say, Alexei Uboku, police and DT, we're not going to put everybody at the borders of Sierra Leone, And if I now say not to all sides to German and they safe. So meaning if we will get a force, we can strengthen our security forces so that they go enhance national development, we will lead to peace, security and stability of the state. I think we welcome Dande. And not to foresee we know we will do a job because they continue to do a job. But if in any security apparatus or security situation we want to deal with, if they get gaps. If they get gaps and they get people in way for can assist you for filling gaps in there so that making them not see none of them gaps there. I think it will fine for the people of this country. I can always say if we get them deployment there where they come, it's now a benefit to the people of this country. When they come for assist or for strengthen the security sector or security forces, then they come so that national development, the government we want to take national development, because when there is peace and stability, government will definitely bring development to the people. And also, because of what will happen, then lessons learned, like we don't see them pointers and indicators, violent demonstration, the other taking place. Because the international community don't invest so much in the Republic of Salone. ECOWAS don't invest so much into the peace and stability. I remember say, ECOMOG them Ghana that time they war in the, they don't want to see again a relapse of waiting to happen. So as the people of this country, I always talk to now, especially then when the way they incite on social media, we always incite citizens for go against the law. Sierra Leone is a law country. Sierra Leone is a country where a peaceful at all times. At this moment, in fact, we get brother from Nigeria where they come, then talk to you say, well, this country, Nigeria, I know we go there outside 2:00 a.m. in the morning. They say, well, yeah, they did outside, 2 a.m. They say this country is peaceful. They say, but they say with the way we see on social media, the way people they paint the country. They say, well, quite different. Okay. So now tell them, say, well, this is the situation we're going to Sierra Leone. Everything people in the kind of social media, they mislead, they misinform, and then they incite citizens them, which is not good for this. Now we get the lessons learned. Few years back, we there pan war, but the war don't pass now. We don't put down the behind we. So anything what they do, any government of the day that comes in, now we able to support that government as people of this country, so that the government will able to achieve the developmental aspirations. If we not do that, they will do injustice to the country. Because if we trade peace for insecurity, we don't undermine peace. Because they can't see that what they do all they send them social media, we na fake news, just for incite the population, it's not good. So anybody want to do something like anything we want for demonstrate or maybe want for show. Now for go through the right process. Because Sierra Leone is a country, I love country. Now, and then people always talk see because their opinion when they get say everyone in the country no. If we not get that kind of deployment and come, they will support the security forces. They will strengthen the security forces. They will support the apparent security apparatus where the government gets. Now for una benefit because tomorrow una sleep well and una property will be safe. Una get police, una get soldiers, una get more troops when they come. Where people don't go and bog on the net.
All right, Colonel, I will ask this question: as a country, we the citizens, then we safe. The reason why I ask now that if you see we don't begin get standby force, people will begin get questions say the country not safe. People will begin question the army and the police say maybe then they get a lot of challenge we don't begin get standby force at this moment.
Yes, people are safe because my brother don't say once beaten twice shy. This is like preventive diplomacy, because we don't get indicators, don't get pointers. Violence, demonstrations, riots where they happen. We don't get the loss of lives of precious souls of serving personnel. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Then can't say, I know what happen, as a country where peaceful, what happen at all. But if you still get certain people then way they want to bring disorder into the state, and because ECOWAS don't invest so much in the country, they don't want for them can't say that for happen. Yes, they will get the numbers, but the number no good do for a country. So if they say then they come for can assist we, I think it's a welcome news. Just for the peace and stability of this nation. Not for any other thing. You know, they can't do intimidate person, no. Now for that, when they come, then they work with state security forces so that we will do that collaborative work, we will coordinate, we will do joint exercise, joint planning, and we will execute joint operations. That's for the benefit of the people of this country. Now for peace and stability. And again, I want to appeal and re-appeal to people. See, for the sake of peace and stability, Lord always do something in this country where we all go get collapse. Lord will do something where we bring instability to the state.
Continue for stay with you, Colonel Isa Bangura. Before we go for this break, quick one, I want to put this question to you, Will. At this time of the country, was the present serving security sector, whether the police or the soldier gets concerned, but living standard, get concerned about housing and plenty other things, and if you go close to them and talk to them, is it wise that government can withstand by force for give strength to peace or for empower the existing security structures with it?
So, concerns relating to welfare for everybody, whether a civilian or people in uniform, now one way remain top-notch in the agenda of the various leadership, particularly for the security sector. And this deployment not get anything for do with issues relating to welfare or that kind of thing. I should say the various heads of security sector agencies don't make any commitment for prevail on the authorities who get the responsibility for improve in conditions of service for do so. And for states say one way for improve on people and delivery now for capacitate them. The coming of an ECOWAS foreign troop into Salone now for can support that kind of thing there and fulfill the gap in terms of issues relating to welfare. I know say you mentioned issues of housing and that kind of thing, but separate from this is also what they talk about.
A few things or few clarifications from your earlier statement. See, then people are not only for Ole Salone but for the West African region. Now we look at the neighboring countries like Guinea, we they under military rule, and also get countries like Mali, we get Burkina Faso, and we get Niger. What's in the explanation where Salone don't give to them countries that so for no say perhaps Guinea no go misunderstand say Naya ECOMOG can reform for go hijack power and for give back to civilian government or the other neighboring countries there?
Well, first of all, for states say we bilateral relationship with all neighboring countries and countries that we not even immediately neighbor we. I want the way they fully intact. Whether now with Guinea, Liberia, the Gambia, Senegal, and what have you. And so their engagements them or their discussions for their decisions here. And I want the way not they be done in secrecy. And I want the way they be done in the open and the documents indeed to the effect. ECOWAS, for example, no go out for deploy a force at Salone for a particular purpose and they hide that purpose using some other means for give the impression saying that this one do when that other thing they actually want for do. I don't think say if ECOWAS want for get any intervention at Liberia or Mali and that kind of thing they need for kind of Salone. If that not be the reason, then go say we'll get an ECOWAS depot at Salone so that they will use that as a springboard for go any side. And that make us sure say the public also aware say within countries and we don't experience coup d'etats we actually get military juntas in place. The engagements at that level they on very seriously. But for states say purposely the reason for an ECOWAS mission at Salone not for internal security.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue inside the program now. We start for look at messages and this one say can they stand by force meddle in our politics because all of this is happening as a result of bad governance, disregard of for rule of law, processes and procedure by public institutions and political actors.
This one say what will be the role of the RSLAF during this deployment and how long will it last? Cornelisa.
And this other one say the reason we make painting the only happen because government not they allow the people to do peaceful protests, freedom of speech, na issue. So government need for go back na the drawing board.
This one say Radio Democracy. I want for tell una thank you for una kin bring them people here for explain to we for get the right information. This now from Abubakar Menjo Nakata.
And this other one from Juliet say, Officer Bangura, if the freedom of speech of the people has been muzzled in this administration, and what do you expect people to do?
This one from Macton and New Englandville, they say, Mr. Abdul Karim Will, what the security measures have you put in place to discourage protesters on June 19? Also give us more confidence as Salonian to go about our normal businesses.
And this other one say from Ibrahim, it say the standby force will panic Salone people and invest to them. That's what should say the country not safe at all.
This one from Mystic Nadwaza, they say the coming of the ECOMOG troops has brought mixed feelings among Australians.
And this other one say, thanks very much for the timely information. Respect to you, Colonel and Mr. Will.
The program is still listening to our Good Morning Salone. We return to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We continue for a look at more text messages. This they say, Mr. Will, what think could be the role of government during these deployments?
And this other one say from Joseph say, thanks very much, Minister Soare, for fighting for people they have been used and misused for far too long.
Who are the standby force going to take command from? This now from Lolo Gasparini in our Facebook page.
And this other one say, who that get for take care in terms of welfare and other things them we then troop there go come Salone.
Well, the last one from me for now, they come up from Mystic. They say our labor laws need serious implementation. It's sad the way and manner our brothers and sisters are going through hell as a result of the willful condition they are getting from their employers. The Ministry of Labour and the Australian Labour Congress need to do the needful. Well, because of time, then I want the last one from me for now.
We will start off with you, Mr. Will.
Several questions, and most of them are straightforward answers. Whether the force where they come not go meddling to look at politics, the answer is that no. Rather than they come for provide safety and security for law and order prevail in the society. And somebody mentioned, say, this they happen because no allowance not be given for peaceful protests. I mean, if we very much honest with we self, with we country, you gonna say they want the way for do peaceful demonstrations, who want for do agitation, see that's through social media and that kind of thing. Where they do them constructively within the provisions of the law. They don't only do them extensively, but this distinction for be made between what we call peaceful demonstrations and riots. All of the calls.
Charlie writes to the Salone police. We are in and say they want to do a peaceful protest, and the Ministry of Basic and Higher Education.
Education, yeah?
Yeah. Just around the building.
Well,
they're not being allowed.
I'm very aware of that day, and before the decision, that thing did not happen. Extensive engagements been held with the leadership of Charlie. I've been fully involved in that engagement today. No say Charlie as a leadership, we be have to go into that. They be very much satisfied with the points that have been raised. Besides, it's even the way that we have to go demonstrate about actions we already don't be taken for resolve them concerns. Then also, let's say freedom of speech don't be muzzled. Freedom of speech, no limitless. All of the calls to people that they make on social media, not threats to violence. Law not protect violent demonstrations. Law not protect calls for incitement or people they say on XYZ date when they go into this activity, even as they speak, if somebody not join, we go kill them.
Abdul Karim will quick the pertinent questions. Then would I go pay them to Jamana where they go in a Salone, and would I then take command from before Council Cornelis?
Two important questions. Now, yes. ECOWAS then go take full responsibility of everything we get for do within deployment here we get for take place. And secondly, now like the military aid to civil authority situation, now we just build that scenario. When the military, for example, the police, for example, they provide internal security because they get primacy in doing so. They get difficulty and they need the ability to help them. Then they call them, help them resolve the problem and the ability to pull back. But throughout that period, the police will get internal primacy and they maintain command. So in this case, the security sector in Salone still get the full control in terms of
command. At least a quick
control.
one. You get one text message. Let's add this one quick. This way, the deployment of ECOWAS in Salone indicates the incompetence of our security forces to manage the tenets of democracy. Our president accused the citizens of being terrorists. These are negative effects on us. This now from Karim Kamara. Then to message a quick one. Colonel, we'll not give it time.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think most of the questions but I don't answer, but then few ones especially the last one we get for do with the incompetence of the security forces. I want to say no, that is not the case, because I give you a pointer, I give you an example, an indicator. When the attempted field coup on November 26th will happen, remember, in security they always expect the unexpected. I feel say we come in and respond quickly and timely, because if we not be do that, now other things for don't they talk by now within this country. I feel say we still get the capability, we still get the competence for provide the necessary security to the states for us to maintain with territorial integrity. Quite apart from that, somebody may ask about the role of the ASLAF in the deployment. The role of the ASLAF, like what I don't say, then people there then get their own independent command. They know they can't take with job as military personnel or security forces. Nothing. The armed forces still will continue to remain the armed forces. The police still will remain the police. And then they can't take with. But quite the thing is very important that most of the soldiers, they feel say when people they come, no, then they put it aside. No, that's not the case. You when a soldier, when they listen to me now, every serving personnel of the armed forces of the Republic of Sierra Leone, be rest assured say, everyone they can get a separate command. The only thing we get for interfaith in terms of coordination, collaboration, and cooperation. We don't forget joint planning. Even anything we want for a skit, we don't forget joint planning, and we do it. Nobody can take your role. Nobody can take your appointment. Nobody can pull you for do your security job. Now support and they can support me. Then lastly, somebody may ask, of course, they say would I go take? Okay, maybe I don't answer them. But yes. I think say because an independent command, all we need. We get the state security forces now a collaboration, effective collaboration and coordination. Okay. Then we will get the command, we will get the command. Okay. That is why in terms of even briefings, we'll get joint briefings. Right. We share the same experience and intelligence, and also we share the same information. Okay. So meaning the command again will be then get the independent command, but the only thing, the effective collaboration for able bring peace and stability in the country. We would do that.
All right, plenty. Thank you guys who are joining inside the program, and in name na Colonel Issa Bangura, na the Director of Media and Communications, na the Ministry of Defense, na the Sierra Leone
of Deployment na Salone. Plenty thank you to the production team, and plenty thank you to the technical team. So today, Musa Kamade say have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
My name is Usman Kamade.
Sierra Leoneans, let's see what they do for push this country go before. Wake up your body and do something.
This is not the program. Do don't clean with Baba.
The same old system and the same problem. So wait till we for do, we never did. Wait for make this problem, yes, so when.